welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our second card for this week's stamp set of the week, Match Day. It's a footballing set if you haven't already seen it. 10 images in the stamp set and 10 images on the dies. But today I also want to introduce you to the papers. Now there are 12 papers in total. So these are 6 pages. You get 2 of each. And they are double-sided. So we've got this wonderful striped green. So I suppose that's the green of the football pitch. You turn it over, you've got black and white numbers. Then I've got this one, which has got like the different coloured kind of pitches. Again, turn it over and you've got the print of a football. This one, you've got all sorts of images. You've got football boots. You've got the trophy, the whistle, the scarf, the tie, watch. So lots of images on here that you could actually colour in if you wanted to use it just as paper onto card. And it's got this lovely green and white kind of net effect. Oh, look, the sun's come out. We've also got this beautiful football paper as well. This is garden green with the, is it garden green? Yes, it is. It's garden green with the white and black footballs. And on the reverse, you have got black and white images. Again, so these are trophy pages. Then we've got this page. So remember, we've got 2 of it, all of these. So this page, you've got like tags, gift tags. You could make these into cards as well, but on the reverse we've got this arrows and circles and crosses. Now I am reliably told, now I don't watch football, I know nothing about football, but I am reliably informed that this is what happens on pieces of paper that says, right, you need to run through here and this is, well, and if I'm wrong I apologize, but it's in black and white. I've also got it here in shaded spruce. And on the reverse of that one, we've got the netting again. Right, I'm just going to pull the curtain. Even though all my lights are on, I seem to be getting a shadow. So let's see if I can pull the curtain and get rid of the shadow. Yeah, look at that. We've got rid of the shadow at last. Right, okay. It seems a shame to shut out the beautiful sunshine, doesn't it? Right, so this is our stamp set. They were the papers. So let's bring in our card for today. And it is this one, which shows you the papers. So you've got the paper underneath, you've got a border, quite a thick border, and then you've got this focal image. I die cut out the word dad, but I'm not going to use that today. That is just an example. So if you've got alphabet dies, you could do this. If they were slightly smaller, they could probably go across the t-shirt. Okay, so let's bring in the supplies. So I have got Granny Apple Green. So this measures 8 inches by 5 3/4, and I've scored it at the 4-inch mark. I then have a piece of the Designer Series paper, which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. So we're going to use this side, but we will use this side as well, and I will show you how in a moment. I've then got a piece of basic black. This measures 3 1/4 by 5 inches. And then I have a centerpiece which measures, no, I want to say it measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/2. And then I have another piece of white cardstock, which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 for the inside layer. So let's do the stamping first, and then we can carry on. Right, so I'm going to use this Designer Series paper to do some stamping on. I'm going to use the reverse. I've got this piece. And I need to do some stamping on there as well, but I'll show you what I'm going to do first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my image of the football shirt and the Memento black ink, and I'm going to ink it up. Okay, and I'm going to stamp it into the middle of this paper. Reason being, when I cut it out, I don't want the hole showing through. Oops, so there we go. Yes, we'll manage that, I think. Let's have a look, see if I can cover that up with my black. Yes, I do. That's good. Right, so there's the image. And then I've got the die, which will cut it out. And as usual, I have already done one, which is this one here. So let's pop those aside for a second, and then we can do the stamping on these two. Now, you can put anything on the inside layer, but I'm going to stick with the shirt. So once again, I'm going to ink it up. I'm just going to put it down here in the bottom left-hand corner. There we go, so that's the shirt. Then I've got the image. I've got Happy Birthday from the Simply Said, which is no longer in the catalogue, but it is on the last chance. So it's, when I looked, it was reduced down to £8 if you are interested. But that was at the time of recording the video. Right, so this is going to go in the middle. So I need a sentiment. I'm going to have a sentiment up here and a sentiment down here. So the first sentiment I've got is Happy Birthday, which, as I said, comes from the Simply Said stamp set. So let's ink that up. There we go. Take rid of that. And then we're just going to pop that straight down, straight up. Lovely. And then I've got this sentiment that says, have the best day. So I'm going to ink that up as well. There we go. And that will just sit in the middle, like so. There we go. Right, so it's simple. We are now going to put our card together. So let's bring in the supplies. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put glue on the back of this. Now, if you'd done what I had suggested, which you would have a hole in here, but obviously the quickness of the video, I didn't worry. I just use an extra piece. So that will then go straight over, like so. Then I'm going to take my Happy Birthday and Have the Best Day. I'm going to layer that onto there, again with my multi-purpose. Straight down. And I'm going to, I had the other one flat, but I'm actually going to raise this one up on dimensionals. So let's add the dimensionals to the backing of here. And I'm going to put quite a few on. Reason being, because it is designer series paper, it is not as thick as cardstock. So I just want to make sure that it's got some support. There we go. And there in the middle. And let's take those off. So as you can see, or as you saw, it's a beautiful day here today. So it might be a chance to get some washing out later. You never know. Right, so that will go on to the top there. So it's got that jump out effect. And then I'm just going to pop that onto there again with my multi-purpose. Perfect. And the inside layer, just to go, I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. And I'm just going to leave it in there, like so. And there we are. That is our card for Wednesday. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. I hope you like these cards as much as I do. As I say, it's quick and simple, and it's a brilliant use of designer series paper. But do join me on Friday when I have, as usual, a funky fold, which I know you're going to love. Thanks ever so much. Take care. Bye.